It needs a makeover. Hey, it's Eline, and if you don't already know me, I am a impulse project person, a creator, painter, interior designer from degree, and yeah. I've lived about a year here now, and I still haven't finished my bedroom. Which is kind of bad because I have done a study of interior design and I love doing little interior design projects. But yeah, this project has been in the works for quite a while, gathering supplies and gathering ideas and decoration and that kind of stuff. So I have all of the materials now at home. Let's go over the plan, what we have to do, and the design. So let's go and talk about that. Basically, what I want to do is I don't want to make any major changes, just finally finish it up. So using the green wall for a mural, using the white wall for a simpler archway mural, and then hanging up a painting, and then on the other side to the closets, hanging up a shelf for my stuffed animals collection, and that's it, basically. Very simple. So when I first moved into this place, it was half green, half orange. It would look like a watermelon. If you see my move-in vlog, you can see that I didn't like it at that part. And then I fully decided to paint everything green, except this wall, because this one was a project wall for a mural, and then I decided I hated the mural and I painted it white, and that has been, I think, 6 months ago, and I haven't finished any of it. There's still white on the green white on the green walls, and there is still orange in the little corners, and it's just not finished. So let's go on to the things that I want to do. So the things that I want to accomplish is I want to have a headboard, a mural on the green wall, have a simple mural on the white wall, and finishing everything up, hanging up lanterns, putting the lights, everything on their place, and adding plants. That is basically the plan. I want to keep the green wall. I was debating on painting a different green, but I looked at my Procreate and I decided that was too much work, so we're just gonna paint a mural inspired by this photo. It's just gonna be some branches with some flowers. I'm gonna paint those with acrylic paint, I think, or with the paints that I have here at home. My partner really loves steam trains, and I really love flowers, and I also like trains. So we're gonna paint a painting and hang it right above the bed. And then under that we have a headboard. I just got the foam for that, and we're gonna use this gold fabric. It needs a ironing because I have been shoving it into my drawer for the past few months. And then for the white wall, the plan is to paint some arches with a light pink tone. In the living room it looks light pink. Here it looks kind of grey because of the different light. But it just gives a little bit more warmth to the room, and also gives a little bit of a focal point. Let me just get you off of here. We just have some IKEA closets. They're just really functional. I'm not gonna do anything to them for now. I might paint on them some other day. I was also thinking about a different way to hang up my collection of stuffed animals that I got on vacation or were gifted to me. After that is all said, let's go and get to work. Part, I used only all the paint that I already had at home. I used all of the wall paint, didn't use any acrylic paints, so that it will be easy and it will blend in nicely because they're all a matte finish instead of a shiny finish, which acrylic paint usually has. So yeah, I just finished painting everything up, and then I decided to start on the mural. It was very easy. I mixed in the orange first with a little bit of green and some white, and then I just started on the branches based off of the picture that I showed you earlier. And then just listening to an audiobook, I went to town on my wall. And then for the archway mural, I measured everything up so that it will be all symmetrical, and I painted it by hand. I decided to do 3 arches based off of my sketch, and then yeah, that's it. So the painting portion has been done. I have about 2 hours now to do some other things, so I think I'm just gonna hang up the shelves back up and then also install my lighting, because we are sleeping here tonight, which we do need some things next to our bed. So yeah, let's go and install those. For the lights, I decided to use garden lighting, so I used 2 lanterns, black lanterns. I decided to paint them gold with some acrylic paint, and then for the glass parts I wanted to have it a little bit diffused, so I used some privacy screen film, Foley film on it, matching with my windows so that it would diffuse the light a little bit more. And then I also put in some color changing light bulbs that use a remote, so that both of us can have a little remote and turn off and on the lights from our own side of the bed. Okay, now that that is finally done, I've had those lamps for like 2 months already. So I have a few prints that I've been wanting to frame specifically for this room. It's time to put them in their respective picture frames. These 2 I got at Comic-Con, which is a poster of Visit the Shire, and then also another print of a dagger with some little mice. And then we have, for my last video, we have the Green Man. I don't have a picture frame for this one just yet. First, put these in their respective frames and hang them up somewhere in my room. For the headboard, I first tried spray gluing the foam on the wood, which then didn't work. I'm gonna tell you that already. So I moved it to the living room, and then I just decided to staple it on to the wood. So very easily, it was some upholstery fabric that I had, and I stapled it with a staple gun. That was like $3 on the wood. And that's basically it. Nothing very complicated. I think everybody can do this if they're being careful. I also cut off all of the extra fabric so I could use them for different projects because I am not gonna waste any expensive fabric. And then I just screwed it into place right on the bed. So I've talked about making a painting for right above the bed, so I got this big frame and I just painted on the backboard of said frame, and I decided to make my own rendition of this painting that I saw at the Steam Train Museum here in the Netherlands, which we went to like a day or two before I painted this, and I fell in love with this painting, so I made my own recreation of it. And then the last thing was in the corner of the closet space is I really wanted to cut my curtains a little bit shorter, so that's what I did, and I put in the right hooks, and then I just hung up this shelf. Not the neatest way of doing it, I will say, but hey, it works, and my stuffed animals are not bunched in a basket anymore. And then for the last thing, I just cleaned up my laundry real quick, put everything into place, and that means we can finally show the end result. And that concludes it for this video. I hope you liked the design. I had so much fun in making it and finally realizing my ideas. If you have any other project ideas you want to see me try, you can always tell me. And for now, I'm just gonna take a little nap because I'm very tired of editing. Okay, bye bye.